At a quiet highway rest stop on the outskirts of town, a black man in his late 50s stopped to stretch his legs after a long drive. He wore simple clothes, carried himself with quiet dignity, and kept to himself. Yet, 3 young police officers approached him with suspicion, whispering and smirking before confronting him. Without cause, they accused him of loitering, demanded identification, and treated him with open disrespect. When he calmly explained that he was only resting from a long journey, they mocked his tone, assumed he was hiding something, and roughly handcuffed him in front of startled bystanders. Despite his protests of innocence, they arrested him, laughing as though they had done something heroic. The man spent the night in a holding cell, humiliated yet patient, knowing the truth had a way of revealing itself. The next morning, those same officers walked into court, confident their report would stand unchallenged. But as the judge entered, their grins faded. To their shock, seated on the bench in his black robe was none other than the man they had arrested. The courtroom fell silent. The officers' faces turned pale as they realized they had treated a respected judge like a criminal simply because of the color of his skin. With calm authority, the judge recounted the incident, not to boast or humiliate them, but to expose the dangers of prejudice and abuse of power. He reminded them that the badge they wore was meant to serve justice, not perpetuate bias. Instead of punishing them harshly, he ordered a full investigation into their conduct and mandated extensive training in racial sensitivity and ethical policing. The judge's restraint, wisdom, and fairness stunned everyone in the courtroom, proving that real power lies not in retaliation but in justice tempered with mercy. Word of the incident spread quickly, sparking debates across the community about systemic racism and accountability. For the officers, it was a humiliating yet life-changing lesson. They saw firsthand how their assumptions had blinded them to the truth. For the public, it was a story that restored faith in the idea that integrity and dignity can overcome even the ugliest forms of prejudice. The moral of the story is that racism and arrogance often collapse under the weight of truth. Real authority is never about humiliating others but about uplifting justice, treating all people with respect, and remembering that appearances never tell the full story. Dignity, patience, and fairness will always outshine ignorance and hate.